What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brock, and tonight we are kicking off CPC 2106 with a couple updates for Vigilante. And oh, you got your cards too.
Well,
Dark
I have to. I don't
Justice.
know them.
Oh, yeah. There they are.
So we're starting this season, and none of us have played these sets.
Nope. I've done a super card for each of these sets, but I couldn't tell you what happened. In my desperate attempt to try and catch up and therefore destroy my history. Yeah, the
So let's
Fed
start.
wars are upon us now, officially. CPC versus GWF.
Let's start off with the Vigilante.
All right.
Now, I picked these two when we were getting together because they were a tag team at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, they're both upgraded at the same time. Let's talk about them at the same time.
That works.
Now, this is not very good artwork, especially if you compare it to the Larry Snelly Vigilante.
Or even the Chuck Carter Galactic Punisher.
Yep, it's pretty bad. But as they definitely dropped down to uh, not winning a title status.
If the raw ratings seem to line up, at least to me, the last Vigilante card, his raw rating was a 3450. This one is an 1126.
Yeah,
So a significant drop off.
yeah. Looking at him, plus one of Jody's zero power. Now he's still got a two pin,
Yep.
two downs. One's one is sorry, one's protected. His level two's only got one reversal and a
Eh,
down,
Yeah, replace one of the reversals with a down.
and some tags. His offense, he's got two downs, but then he's got a an F. He's got a choice on level four on the four move instead of a straight through.
Mhm. F is
Can't
pretty good odds at getting a three, depending on who
yeah,
you're against. But
can't keep you down. His level one is just a nightmare.
yeah, especially because he doesn't have a good power anymore. He has a zero, so
Yeah.
there's a pretty good shot he's going to get reversed.
So like
But
I
he's
said,
aging.
my big plan was for these guys to drop down into. So right now, they went from the GWF, they're my NGA, my middle fed, and then they're going to drop down into my UWA, and I'll probably keep them around for about 1 to 2 years there before just having them ride off into the sunset.
Give him a Legends contract.
Yep. I do have a tag team, a title down there called the Milky Way tag title, which they could probably compete for with these cards.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to that because you hate to see one of your favorite all-time teams, take it down like this, but I'm
Yeah.
keeping them together. They're gonna, go out as a team. I've had them, watch each other back. I had, Soldier of Fortune, get hurt, take an injury, and they knew, oh yeah, we're not gonna be able to keep up this win streak. So, they voluntarily dropped, took the demotion
Hmm.
instead of just getting trounced.
Yeah. Probably a smart move.
Yeah. And in the mid-Fed, they're still going to pick up a couple wins because the original Vigilante car is good, but this one next year when it comes in, yeah, it's a drop off for them.
Yeah.
And,
But I
and,
mean, this is when people used to age in the game.
yep.
Because there were 11 years between 11 game years in between the two Vigilante cards. So I could, 11 years have passed of wear and tear and age and
Oh, it's 100%. And when did the original Galactic Punisher come in? Like 2094 or something like that?
2089, then Vigilante was 2095. So 6 years is the Galactic Punisher. And then Vigilante came after that in 2095, and then we didn't get this downgrade until the Vigilante was a slight downgrade of Galactic Punisher in singles, but it went up in tag.
So if I do the dramatic reading here,
Hmm.
I can skip out. Um, it says over the years, though, Vigilante's skills deteriorated until by 2108, Kraken had released him from the team. This didn't stop him from being elected along with Soldier to the Hall of Fame in 2114. But since his whereabouts is still unknown, it's uncertain he's even aware of this honor. So they just had him
It
like
disappeared.
disappear right off into the sunset where no one can find him.
Hey, it's a way to go out.
So he left the GWF in 2108.
So 2 years after this card came out.
Yeah. Well, that's
This
what I said. I keep him around for 1 or 2 years.
definitely his final card, his last
Then
hurrah.
it'll be the end of a of one of my greatest tag teams. So it's kind of sad that way when you see it coming to an end. There are cards you have in this game where you don't want to see them ever leave,
Hmm.
and Vigilante is going to be one of these guys where I'm like, Vigilante and Soldier of Fortune as a tag team. I love those guys.
It'd be fun to run a big overarching uh Champions of the Galaxy universe fed where like these guys that retire appear on like indie shows and stuff like that at the twilight of their careers. That'd be fun. Just you know what I mean? Like an FTR. I mean, the FTR guys could probably beat Vigilante though, but it'd be kind of a fun fed to write. Like there's a house show headlined by Vigilante.
I I've been on house shows like that.
Hmm.
Who's on the house show? Tracy Smothers. Awesome.
Yeah.
Tracy Tracy's a fantastic guy. He didn't, and even on house shows, he didn't get to win all the time.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, I think that'd be kind of fun to write a Fed like that. Just thinking like as we're talking about these guys who are phasing out.
You could put him in like the Hollywood Fed
Yeah, they could
on
compete
that
there.
level of skill level
Hmm.
because all those guys are pretty much the same.
Yeah, middle of the road kind of guys. That'd be kind of fun to write, I think. I don't know. A special appearance by GWF's Vigilante.
But because he's got a tag finish, he would need a tag partner. So
Hmm.
Soldier of Fortune would have to come along.
Yeah. Yep.
But
I
yeah,
just
this is
thought of that now.
no like I said, this is gonna be one of those cards where I do get disappointed when I have to write them out. There are some guys where I've kept on a couple, a bit longer.
Hmm.
Like I think Massive, I kept out for almost a year longer because he was so close to 100 wins.
Yeah.
And back then, I only had Thantos and Wolf and Star Warrior with 100 wins. So getting 100 singles wins,
That's
it's a huge
significant.
deal in my promotion.
Hmm.
And Massive didn't take a downgrade. It's just other people around him got tougher.
Yeah. Right, right. He only
The
had the
power
one
creep was
wrestling card,
real.
right? Yeah. See, the power creep works whenever you have the power decline.
Yeah,
And you don't see that as much anymore. They kind of just go away
yeah.
at their peak. I don't know. Definitely something that I think is missing is the age out process of some of these characters.
Yeah, I think Tom might have got rid of the age out process because the feds got too big.
Yeah, like if you're only getting to make, 10 to 12 cards a year, do you really want to just make downgrades of characters you already have, or do you want to make new characters?
Yeah.
I get that. I totally get that.
Well, let's pop this over to the Dark Justice.
There he is. He's very dark.
Now, this guy took a lot of wins for people. Like I think Tim Dalton said he was one of the longest reigning heavyweight champions. It's a double +2 finisher.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of unheard of then. His raw rating is a 35-36. So went up from
Solid.
his 30-37. So that's a good upper mid card number, I think.
So he also has a 2 pin, which is up from his other card of a 1, but he loses it down, so that's good.
Mhm.
But the double +2 finisher really sticks out.
Yeah, that disqualification though is rough. It's a disqualification of 8 if he can't use the distractor.
Yeah.
So,
But he's got this for me, he'll have Commander Sam.
mhm. Yeah, you got to have a manager with him, or at least a ringside ally.
Yep. But if he does capture a title, easy way for him to keep that title. He just
Yeah,
beats the crap out of
keep getting
people.
DQ'd. Whoops. I'm going to use the rod of justice right in front of the referee.
Yeah. Oh, you want me in a no DQ match? Well, that might not work out for you too
Right,
well.
right. Yeah, that does explain why he holds on to titles a lot for people because like yeah, it's either you get frustrated and you put him in the no DQ match and he's got the automatic double +2 finisher, or he's getting DQ'd.
And he can keep you down at that choice G finisher.
Hmm.
His weak point would probably be the automatic into the ropes. That hurts everyone who has that.
Yeah, a lot can happen on the ropes.
Yep.
Snake Eyes comes up a lot for me on the Into the Ropes chart. In my streaming fed, I think you were there. Like 3 straight matches ended with the Snake Eyes roll on the Into the Ropes chart. I'm like, oh, come on. Who books these finishes? Who's the producer on this show?
Oh, he's the guy. Look what his level 2 move is on level 1 offense.
Lateral press.
That's a pin.
It should be a token. It should be an add one move. That's funny.
Lateral press. That's one of those things where Tom and I've talked about this in past episodes where there's a wrestler that had lateral press. And I'm like, Tom, do you know what that is? And I had to explain to him that's a pin. He's like, oh, he goes, you think other people will notice it
Yes.
if they pay any attention to it? Yeah, it's a pin. He's got a
That's
he's got an add one on level 1 offense.
right. Hey, it's just one of those cocky, hey, I got you down. Not actually trying to pin you.
That just made me laugh when I saw that. I'm like, oh, but solidly, it's a good card.
It is. It is. And it's an interesting character too.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. For me, currently, right now, he's kind of lost in the shuffle
Mhm.
because his that Justice character, I had difficulties getting behind him.
Yeah.
Like, let's see this. So by 2106, though it became apparent that Dark Justice was in fact living up to his name when he reunited with Vigilante and the Hitman, but not as tag team partners. He had become a single star in his own right by then, and having won the Special Matches Championship twice and the Interplanetary Championship once, Kraken soon began to lose interest in Dark Justice, although by 2113 he decided not to renew Dark Justice's or Splatter's contracts. After a 1 year stint with Monad, Pegasus, and Maxime Babe as the out group,
Mhm.
he was banished for failing a drug test. At least that's a story Cordanus is sticking to. Is it true? And have we seen the last of this talented fighter?
He was
Okay, that's one
framed.
way to get,
He
one
was
way to get
framed.
arrested, buddy.
Definitely framed.
Yeah. the ex-cop or the ex-judge. Yeah, he was the judge, and Galactic Punisher was the cop. But so that's it. He had a long career because he joined in 2091 and he leaves in 2113. So
Yeah.
that's a pretty good run.
Yeah, 6 years with his final card. 7 years with his final card.
So that's something you really can't shake going. You don't have too many guys with that um, longevity anymore.
hmm
Like that's 22 years.
Yeah, it's a good run. Interesting character. Justice slash Dark Justice.
And on our YouTube channel, Kevin Butcher on the Vendetta Prodigy uh, show asked me a question about my Fed when it comes to feuds. How
hmm
do I run my feuds? And so, because I schedule my year out, everybody is matched up against everybody else. I have 20 good guys, 20 bad guys in every feud, in every Fed, and they're matched up. And I do a best out of three minimum. And every time I have matches set aside, I just have one just called a match. It's usually their opening, match of a feud.
hmm
And as they go on, then they'll go to two out of three or falls count anywhere. And as the more matches they fight, the more dangerous the matches get.
Right, right.
And if somebody makes it to seven fight cards or seven feud matches, and some of these feuds can happen over years, so it's a gradual build to get more and more violent.
hmm
It's always the torture chamber as my final.
That's your Hell in a Cell.
Yep, and that's that's how I run my feuds, whether they win or loss. But if I ever have it where someone has more than three wins in a row versus a guy, I just end the feud.
Mm.
So if these two are fighting, say Dark Justice and Vigilante, Dark Justice is probably easily going to go up, 3-0. So they'll have their three,
Okay.
best out of three. And if he beats them 3-0, the feud's over. I'll move on.
hmm
I'll change it up in my Fed writing. But
Okay.
if it's 2-1, but they're really close, I might have a fourth. If time allows. If not, somebody's getting the win. Or if it goes up 3-1, can the person make a comeback? And I've had things like that happen, but that's how I run my feuds. But thanks for the question, Kevin. It was easier to say here than write that all out. And
Makes sense to me.
since these are both reprints, we don't do
Power
um,
creep.
the power creep. But since the Super Bowl is coming up,
Yeah.
and it's funny because in the now my Chiefs hat's in my car. I didn't bother going to get it. But at the start of football playoffs, I'm ahead in my work football pool because I picked every game correctly
Wow.
for the first time ever. And I'm like, why didn't I bet more than $20 in a
Right.
work pool?
Because you would have lost every game if you did.
Yeah. But it's funny because I also own an Eagles hat.
Oh, there you go. Wear them both at the same time.
The reason I own this is because I used to coach football, and the team I coached 1 year were called the Eagles.
Okay.
So all the coaches just went out and bought an Eagles hat.
It's easy to do.
That's why I have an Eagles hat. Not because I'm an Eagles fan. But it's kind of funny that I have Eagles and a Chiefs, and I bought them at the same time because it was a 2-for-1. I'm like, ooh,
They always have deals on the
fine.
hats if you buy more
Yeah.
than one. That's how they get you.
But we're gonna do our Mount Rushmore,
Okay.
and it's your favorite Super Bowl moments.
Hmm.
You want me to go first? What do you think?
Sure, sure.
Okay, my first one is Leon Lett from the Dallas Cowboys against the Buffalo Bills, and he was a lineman, gets the ball, and he's going barreling down the field, and he's about to score a touchdown. And I'm trying to remember, but there was a player from the Bills literally ran all the way down and smacked the ball out of his
He
hand at
started
like the one
celebrating.
yard line.
Yeah. Did he start like running sideways, celebrating or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I remember that.
I still remember that. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. And I'm with a bunch of Dallas Cowboy fans. And they're like, Leo, what? Just run.
They still won, but
Oh yeah. And my other big moment was um also with Buffalo, uh Scott Norwood or Scott Norwide against the Washington Redskins at the time,
hmm
kicking the wide field goal with like 2 seconds left on the clock, and he just shanks it. I still remember that because I live close to Buffalo. Like
hmm
there's an insane amount of Buffalo fans in my area because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Buffalo's our
hmm
closest NFL team. So there's a crazy amount of Buffalo fans, and there's just so many. Uh, then my next would be because in in all my sports, I have a favorite. I have a favorite National League baseball team in the Reds,
hmm
favorite American League team in the Blue Jays. In football, it's the Chiefs and the Bears. Been fans of both since like '86. I just picked two teams, and for me it was the Bears also. And watching the Bears Patriots in the '86 Super Bowl, and watching William the Refrigerator Perry, they turned him into a running back,
Yeah.
and the fridge goes across and gets a touchdown.
That was a cool moment.
And that was a rout. That was like a 41-6 Super Bowl. That was just a
Yeah.
an ass kicking.
I was only 4 years old when that happened, and I remember it. That I'm just watching that and being entertained.
And then um, probably my next favorite would be the first Super Bowl where I watched the Chiefs win. Because it was funny because I think it was the very first Super Bowl was Chiefs Green Bay, and Green Bay won. I'm like, oh, I missed that one because you want to see your favorite team get in there.
hmm
And then now that they're going for a three,
Repeat.
it could happen.
It could happen.
My boss today was like, no team's ever been in the Super Bowl three times. I'm like, no, no, no. The Bills have been there
Yeah.
four times
Yeah. They just don't
and
win.
lost all four. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. Against four different opponents.
Well, the Cowboys back to back them, didn't they?
Yeah.
During that run
And
of
Buffalo had a
four
great
straight.
team.
Oh yeah, poor Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas. But like Thurman was an amazing running back. But so what would your four be?
Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Bills. This is tough. This is tough. I'm gonna put all Steelers stuff on there.
Of course.
Um, the Santonio Holmes classic catch from Ben Roethlisberger where he t toe tapped and scored.
Oh,
The...
I forgot my honorable mention.
Okay.
It's going to be the Seattle Seahawks
hmm
not running the ball,
Oh, with Marshawn Lynch.
did not go beast mode.
I
You're on like the 2 yard line. No, we're going to pass.
yeah, and just drop it. Oh, that made me mad.
Yeah, yeah. I was,
I'm a big Marshawn Lynch fan. I think he's hilarious.
I remember watching that and I'm like, what are they? Oh yeah, they they have this one. Screw Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you mean what?
Yeah, that didn't make much sense. So I'll put Santonio Holmes' toe tap catch against the Cardinals at Super Bowl. I think it was 33 or 43, sorry. Um, then I'm going to put James Harrison 100-yard interception return. That was a good one. Longest play in Super Bowl history. Um, this is tough coming up with four. Um, hmm. Oh, the Saints did that surprise onside kick. Oh, who would they play? It was super. Oh, I think it was 44. Who did they play in 44? But they did that surprise onside kick, and it worked.
I don't remember.
Um, this is tough. This is tough. To try and pick four.
Four big plays.
Yeah. Hmm. I know what my honorable mention is. I'll just get right to that. When Beyonce knocked the power out in the Hardball Bowl. And they had to delay the game for like an hour and 45 minutes or whatever it was. Do you remember that? That was probably like 10 years ago now. I don't even remember who it was the Ravens and who were they playing against? But Beyonce knocked the power out. That was gonna be my honorable mention. I
Was
need
Joe
one more.
Flacco the quarterback then?
I
I
believe
think.
so. I
Yeah.
believe so.
No
Huh.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, he was involved in the Santonio Holmes catch that I
Oh,
mentioned. He
back in 1 second. I'm still in the room.
all
Oh,
right. Hmm. There's been so many good ones. I don't know. I guess I'll go with one of the the Bills losses. The
it was
four
weird.
consecutive.
I was watching my Lego AT-AT just go.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm like, oh,
Crash. See, I can't come up with a fourth one for some reason. So I'll just leave. I'll put Beyonce on my Mount Rushmore, I guess.
Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson. No.
Yeah, I guess I could go on there. That was interesting.
So
Uh,
yeah, this is our first foray into 2106, which is
hmm
new territory for the both of us.
Yep, it's going to be interesting moving forward. Not even Jeff has gotten this far yet, so
Oh, we might have to get more guests on who know about this stuff.
yeah. Or we just start talking about legends
Yeah.
every week. Our viewership will probably skyrocket if we did.
A lot more legends people. But we did say we also wanted to get more legends in because
Yeah.
a large chunk of the community does do legends, and
hmm
we've had people ask us if to do more legends. So
Right. And we all know we've been watching wrestling our whole lives, so we can talk about legends for sure. So yeah. All right, I guess we could put a bow on this one. If you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button. It's right here-ish. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. While you're here, scroll on down to the description. You'll find all of our friends make Filsinger Games related content, including the official Filsinger Games podcast roll up, the Legends team's Uncharted Territory, Dizzy Dice from Lee Longpre, Solo Promoter from Grant Pachoco. Grant is also here on YouTube, along with Dave Little's Heartland Championship Wrestling, who we just talked to last week. Check that out. He's doing some cool stuff. We got Bucky749 and Brad Plays 81, all doing Filsinger Games related content. I'm on Twitch. I play a bootleg fed called Next Dimension Wrestling. You'll find the links to that below. And yeah. not really set on a schedule right now because the chaotic things are happening at home with my three children constantly. So until we figure out a steady schedule, just watch my social media. You'll find out when I'm on. And until next week, everybody, have a great one.
And and we are trying to now try to keep these episodes under 40 minutes because we did notice that our viewership stops watching at about the 40-minute mark,
Yeah,
35-minute mark. So
yeah,
we're trying to keep them under there for you guys
yeah.
because we can ramble.
We can definitely ramble. We can ramble with the best of them. Just go back and watch our other videos.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Night.
Later.